excited to be with you today, and excited to have a message to share. It's going to be a little blend between the why and the how, but we'll get to that. I was looking this morning at the leaderboard, and so excited. I was looking especially at the top 10. And so many of you leaders on there, and just want to give you guys a shout out. So top 10 this morning for the week, we had Casey Gregory coming in at number 10 with seven applications for a little over $2,300. Kevin Hopkins, we call him Kev, one application for 25, and then we've got Matt Pertus at 2 families for 2,800. David Whitehead, 3 families for 3,200. Dave Hartman, diver Dave Hartman. Big shout out to Dave. Very appreciative of him and how he serves our team on the in-home concierge. 3 families help for a little over 4,000. Coming in number 5, Ollie Collins. 3 families help for 4,000, a little over 4,200. Way to go, Ollie. Patrick De Lorenzo. I think everybody loves Patrick's post on GroupMe, but it ended up 2 families helped for 4,450. And Jimmy Torres, 9 families helped. Jimmy, way to go, man. 9. I have to count those. 1, 2, 3, 9 families help for a little over 4,500. Way to go, man. Jason, what can Brown do for you? Way to go, Jason Brown. 5 families help, 4,900. And then number 1 for this past week, Maxwell Atkins Senwa, 2 families help for a little over $5,700. And so hopefully a lot of you guys are gearing up for a big week this week, and a big fall kickoff. I always get excited when we have a holiday weekend coming up, because for those of you guys that are in the hunt, and it's the greatest time. Now, is it a little bit frustrating having a holiday weekend and there's a certain segment of people that take off and all of that stuff? Yeah, but those of you guys that work your calendar, you work your business, and you get to these weekends, and you want to take a day, or you want to take a long weekend or whatever, and you've earned it. It's pretty awesome, because that's one of the reasons why we do what we do, right? We don't want a boss. Nobody gets their life insurance license and gets in this career because they want to be bossed or they want anything like that. And so it's pretty awesome to be able to set your own schedule and just to just roll with it, man. And but let me go back to this. I just remember early on in my career, I just remember needing to write business. And even though I was writing business and I was cash flowing what I needed to cash flow, I did a video, and I think it was for JK2, but he wanted me to go back and talk about 2016. He wanted me to talk about how I got started, and how basically from early August 2016 to December 31st, I had made right at $90,000. But one of the biggest points in there was that I still didn't think I knew what I was doing. I was still just like, everybody knows the 4 phases of learning. And, it's like, I was still very much in that conscious competence phase. So I was learning, and I knew some stuff, but I had to think about everything. Nothing was on autopilot. And that's just a very uncomfortable position to be in. You don't want to be in that position very long. You want to quickly get to that unconscious competence phase where you don't even have to think about it. You're rolling, right? And so, I remember in those times during the holidays, and really a lot of that next year, I think about it every time we have, Memorial Day, or we have Labor Day, or we have July 4th, and, maybe Easter. And we have these holidays that tend to be like a day off for everybody. And I just remember for a year, maybe even 2 years, just going into those weekends knowing that, hey, I'm not going to let my foot off the gas. I'm going to roll, man. Like this, like there are going to be people at home that need me, right? And so I was face to face. We weren't virtual back then, and so I would just tell you guys, I had some of my best weekends and my best days on days off. And you guys have heard this story, so I apologize. I'm going to say it again, but I'll never forget this guy. This application is still on the books. I think he was out of Irwin, North Carolina. Anybody know where Irwin, North Carolina is? You probably don't know where Irwin, North Carolina is. But I just remember going and door knocking this guy. It was a lead that I was never able to get in touch with. He never answered the phone. And I remember, and I can drive to it right now. I can see his house, but I remember going up and knocking on the door. And it may have been Memorial Day. It was that Monday. Everybody was off. But I just remember that, he answered the door, and I showed him the form that he filled out, and he welcomed me in. And I just remember writing a really good, solid application on him. And but the story, the part of the story I want you to know is that he was a truck driver. And I just remember him thanking me so many times during that visit that I was willing to work when most people were off, because that was literally the only day he had been home in months. It's always stuck with me. So we've got Labor Day coming up. That's good news for some of y'all. Some of you, you're looking forward to getting some time off, getting some time with family, whatever, football, things like that. But listen, some of you guys, you're in a position where you really need to be working, and I'm just telling you, it could be an awesome weekend if you'll make it one. So anyway, congratulations for all of you achievers, even the ones that I was not able to read out. You top 10, awesome. I want to dive into, I read a story, and I'll condense the story, but it kind of goes along with my message today, and that is, so there's two people climbing a mountain. Okay, I want you to visualize these two people climbing a mountain, and one person climbing the mountain is looking right in front of him, complaining about every rock, complaining about being uncomfortable, complaining about every step he has to take, complaining about, just everything about the climb, right? And then the other climber, his mind is focused on the summit. His mind is focused on the top of the mountain, what he's going to see on the top of the mountain, what he's going to experience, all of his training, trusting the process, trusting his trainers, trusting his teachers. And like, he's not even thinking about the rocks. He's not thinking about being uncomfortable. He's not thinking about the work that he's doing. He's not thinking about being exhausted. He's just thinking about his goal of getting to the summit. Again, that's a very condensed version of the story. But my question to you is which climber are you? And really, if in all humility, if we're really honest, we're both, aren't we? Aren't we both? We can be both, right? I've been both. Listen, I've known what my goal is. I've known what my why is. I've been the climber focusing on the summit, and man, I love what I get to do. I wake up every day and I'm in the process, and it's just like, man, it's just the vision of where I'm going, and just the confidence and the clarity that I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right things. I'm disciplining myself. I'm like just that feeling of knowing that you're in the process of growth and achievement, right? And then there are times when, man, it's anything but. You question the process. You question, are you on the right path? You question like you're your vision, the clarity of the vision of where you're going is just really not so strong anymore. And you wonder, man, did I ever really want that? Did I ever really want to achieve that? And, you just start questioning everything. And when you do that, I think you become that climber that tends to focus on where you are on the mountain, and you tend to focus more on how uncomfortable you are, how really this sucks and I don't want to do this anymore type thing. And so again, it's a story that I wanted to just share with you guys this morning because you may identify with one or the other, but again, you may also identify with my truth. And my truth is that I've been both, right? And so I just think it's really important to me, like the times that I've really been focused and really trusted the process and really felt like I had clarity. Okay, there's two main things and they really blend into one topic. But for me, it's association. So if you're taking notes this morning, I want you to write down association. Because when I am disciplined in my association, I'm reading, I'm listening, I'm plugging into the calls. I'm getting my 15 to 20, 30 minutes a day of reading. I'm speaking my goals. I'm aware of the type of association that brings me down. And so I'm not engaging in that. I'm avoiding the people that bring me down. I'm not willy-nilly in my association. I'm strong enough where I know this is on TV, but I'm not going to watch it because guess what? It's not going to help me get where I want to go. So guess what? Instead of sitting down and watching this for 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, I'm going to pick up my book and read. It's like I'm in the I'm living in discipline and I'm aware of it, right? And it feels good, okay? I will tell you, during those times of my life, it's I feel like I'm growing. I feel the growth happening. It's like you just can't explain it. When I'm engaged in my work, okay, I'm getting no's, I'm getting yeses, I'm getting no-shows, I'm getting callbacks, I'm getting it all, right? But I'm enjoying the process because for that moment, it's very clear how to move forward, right? It's very clear to me why Deanna Cooper can write the amount of applications she writes because I understand the process of closing ratios, which I'm going to end up talking about and teaching on today. So your association, okay, and the other thing is I said two things that blend into one. So one is my daily habits and one is conferences. So one is my daily habits. So if I were having this cup of coffee with you guys right now and we're just talking individually, I'm going to ask you about your daily habits. Hey, let me know what's good in your daily habits, what's not so good in your daily habits. But here's the thing. Let's interrogate that reality because you're never, ever, ever going to grow more than what your daily habits are, okay? Because your daily habits really ultimately create your self-image, and your business is never going to outgrow your self-image. Your income is never going to outgrow your self-image. So you have to understand where you are in life, then you have to understand why you are where you are in your life. And so once you're there and you take 100% responsibility for that, it's not that it's your fault that people have done things to you, but you're taking 100% responsibility because, hey, because I didn't have these things shored up in my life, these things happen. So guess what? I'm going to take 100% responsibility for it, but it's not happening anymore. I'm waking up. It's my life. I live inside of my body. I'm making my decisions. And guess what? I'm going to start implementing the daily habits that make up success principles. Success principles are universal. They work. They work in everything. They work in athletics, they work in academics, they work in military, they work in business, they work. And so I'm going to start adopting these daily habits. Okay. So if you want to live your life, okay, the majority of your life as the climber that's focused on the summit, that knows why they're doing what they're doing, number one, take inventory of your daily habits. And number two, your association via conferences. Okay. Is it too early for me to start promoting big time Indianapolis? I can tell you guys, Indianapolis is a long ways away. It's a long ways away, and it's not a long ways away, right? Okay, so Indianapolis is coming up in the beginning of December. It's going to be Equus's 10-year anniversary. And guess what? It's a non-negotiable wherever you are in the United States. We're going to figure out how to get you there, and it's going to be a celebration. It's going to be incredible. The conference itself is going to be out of this world good, okay? When I say life-changing, that's an understatement. So I will tell you this, and this is the thing I'm going to say about conferences, okay? It's a long ways away, but guess what? I'm asking for you to go to the Equus site and click the link and register. Okay, just register. It will do amazing things for you in your business, commitment-wise, when you register for conference in Indianapolis. Okay, it's a non-negotiable, so go ahead and register. Okay, it's going to do wonderful things. It'll be one of those things where you go, you'll tell me in hindsight, you know, I almost didn't do that. I really didn't have any money. I really didn't know if this was the right thing for me. I was kind of just feeling my way, but you said for us to go and register, so I did, and it ended up being the best thing. Why? Because it was part of the commitment that moved me forward. See, when I see people, and this isn't to put pressure on anybody, but when I see people that it's like they appear to do the right things, but they never succeed. They never write applications. They never help families. They never grow their business. It used to baffle me until I learned that there is no mystery. There is no mystery. And really the fruit of our lives really lets people know what we do in private. The fruit of our lives, it's open for anybody who wants to study it. And it really lets people know what our habits are in private. So when I see people and they're so sharp, and it's like they're God's gift to life insurance, but it's like they can't ever get out of their own way. I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not baffled anymore. But I'm not judging them either. Anybody at any time. Here's the greatest thing. Here's the greatest thing about success. Anybody at any time can stop and turn around and go in a different direction of their life and start sowing a seed that 90 days from now will start becoming evident. You make a decision right now you may be fat and out of shape, and the worst thing, I mean, it's like but you can make a decision right now about your health, and you can start implementing some things about your health. By the way, your health ain't about you. Your health ain't about you. If you tell your family around you that you love them, but then you continue to live in a way that you're inviting cancer, disease, and all because of all the sugar and stuff that you tend to eat every day, or the alcohol that you drink every day, like, just save your breath. I just wouldn't say I love you as much. It's a seed that you sow. So, but anybody can say, okay, guess what? Today's going to be the day. Today's the day that I stop and I turn around and I just go in a different direction. And guess what? It doesn't even have to be dramatic. It doesn't even have to be a big deal. It's just, I just got tired of not succeeding. Now I know that specific instance was about health, but guess what? Your bank account can be the same thing. Your bank account can be the same thing. Guys, the reason I needed to go cash flow 5,000 a week back in 2016, a lot of it, or 99% of it, was I was tired of seeing Kim struggle. I was tired of seeing Kim live in lack. I was tired of seeing Kim go to the grocery store and think about, like, what am I getting? And do I really need this today? Can I get this tomorrow or next week? And I was just tired of seeing my wife struggle with money. And then the last part of it was her having to borrow money out of our kids' checking account to pay a utility bill. And at some point in time, it was enough. See, it wasn't that dramatic. I didn't post it up on a billboard. I didn't call a family meeting. I didn't let my parents know. I didn't let my best friend know that I wasn't going to be going to any NC State football games that year. I didn't alert all my golf buddies that, guess what, I'm kind of done with golf for a little while. I didn't do any of that. I just said enough. And then 24/7, because I do have that, and I will tell you, it's a blessing and a curse. For those of you guys who can shut the world out and work 24/7, that's a blessing and a curse. And I will tell you, if you use that as a blessing, I will tell you, one of the reasons why I'm here and one of the reasons why I want to mentor you is that when you do get to the point where it's enough, I want to coach you out of that, okay? Because I will tell you, at some point in time, you do have to seek a balance there, okay? It can't be 24/7 for the rest of your life. It's not going to be good for anybody, okay? That's a different topic for another call. So why are you doing what you're doing? Because really, a lot of it does go back to that. Why are you doing what's your dream? Can I just talk about finances really quick without you guys saying that I'm materialistic? Can we talk about finances? Can we talk about bank balances? Can we talk about income? Can we talk about lifestyle of people that make money versus lifestyle of people that don't make money? Can we talk about, like, paying cash for things, whether it's houses or cars or vacations? It's like, it's crazy how many people go on vacation and put it on a credit card. Like, are you kidding me? Like what? Like, whoa, what did you do? What did you do? Well, I went on vacation and put on a credit card. Okay. So, like, can we just talk about finances? Guys, how would it feel if you really drew a line in the sand? I mean, we're at the end of August. We're going into September. I've tried to get people to adopt we're in the fall season. I've tried to get people to adopt that back at the end of July. Okay. Now, some of you guys, you went into the fall season mode. Some of you guys, you're still not there yet. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going to get you there, but guess what? We're coming up on Labor Day weekend. I don't know what's going to get you in the fall season mode, but we're coming up on Labor Day weekend. So, like, at some point in time, buddy, I mean, I don't know what's it going to take? October, November? Okay. Now, I'm just going to tell you, November, I'm already at January 1st. How would it feel? How would it feel? And I'm not even talking about Deanna Cooper level. I'm not talking about Tanya Hughes level. How would it feel? Guys, one of the great, like, I don't even know if he's on this call, but how about Rob Gillen? Like, I mean, how cool is it? I mean, and Rob's not done this for years and years. I mean, Rob got his life insurance license and he was kind of hit or miss or whatever. But I mean, look, Rob Gillen made a decision probably last fall. And look, maybe it wasn't even last fall. Maybe it was like first of the year. But look at what's happened in his life. He made an investment in leads. He started taking seriously his business, and I guarantee you he started working a lot more, 24/7, whatever, but booking appointments, developing relationships in his community. And, you know, I mean, golly, I mean, the guy just bought his first house. I don't pretend to know what you want. I know what drove me. I know that there were certain times of my career that a certain car drove me. I'm just encouraging you guys at this point of my session today. I'm encouraging you guys, be materialistic for just a little bit, okay? What type of car would you want to drive? Where would you want to go on vacation? Where do you want to live? What type of house do you want? Do you let your mind think about these things, or are you constantly in worry and anxiety mode? What does your dream house look like? What does your dream house have a butler pantry, or does your dream house have a pool? Does it have a workout facility in it? Some of you guys, you love basketball. Does your dream house have a full court basketball, or at least a half court basketball? Some of you guys like golf. I mean, like, what does your dream house look like? Do you let yourself think about that? Do you let yourself dream about that? I can tell you it's very healthy for you to dream. It's very healthy for you to ask, hey, like, man, how cool would this be? Where do you want your dream house? On the ocean, in the mountains, in a valley in the mountains, on a lake, maybe on a lake in the mountains, or a lake or intercoastal waterway at the beach. Like what are some of those things? What are your dreams? What are your spouse's dreams? I can tell you this. You want to know one of the secrets of staying together? You want to know one of the secrets of a thriving marriage partnership? I can tell you this: learn how to communicate and dream together. Learn how to build your dreams together. You may be going in this direction and they may be going in that direction, but constantly know that the reason you're going in these directions is for your dream to build your dreams together. Okay. How would it feel just over the next couple of months going into the holiday season? How would it feel to make $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000? Would that, listen, would that at least take care of about 80 to 90% of the stuff that you worry about, if you were able to do that? Okay. So I'm going to wrap up today, and here's the thing. So we've got the two types of people climbing a mountain. Okay. The one that is not productive, the one that complains about everything. Nobody's home. All I get are no's. I don't think I got the right leads. They're complaining about everything, right? And then there's one that is just in the process, so focused on where they're going. And it's like, man, they're summit, they're achievement focused, man. They know exactly what they're dreaming about. They know exactly why they're doing what they're doing. They're thankful for the process. They're thankful for the ability to fail as many times as they need to fail in order to succeed. And then it's, let's dive into how. How are we going to get there? Okay. Well, There's two ways of succeeding in this industry. Write this down. One is lead-driven sales and one is non-lead-driven sales. Okay, lead-driven sales is not the only thing. Once you get your life insurance license, lead-driven sales is not the only thing there is. Now, it tends to be the thing that we focus on. Okay, it's a place for us to invest our money, because when we invest money into leads, every single lead type has a way it was created. Okay, think about me. Okay, this is logical. Okay, I know I was just working on a whole different side of your brain, but now I need you to come with me and I need you to think with me really quick. Every single lead type, whether you like the lead or not, there's a way that it was created. It has a close ratio. It's a name, it's a number, and it's a reason to call them. It's a name, it's a number, contact number, and it's a reason to call them. It's a reason to introduce yourself. It's a reason to say, hey, my name's John Kite. I'm the field underwriter I'm the field underwriter responding to however you created the lead. Okay. And every single lead type is initiated by the client. And the client initiated the lead type by saying, I want somebody to call me to help me with this. Mortgage protection, final expense. People are responding to the mailing. They're responding in some way of saying, hey, I want somebody to call me. Okay, except for the ethos lead. The ethos lead, they've done nothing. They've not asked for a phone call. But the thing that makes this lead so incredible to us that are working that lead is it's actually people that started their own life insurance application. So I love calling those people and just saying, hey, my name's John Kite, and I'm just calling, just courtesy call, just, you know, I'm just letting them know that I'm a live person and I'm willing to help them get the life insurance that they intended on getting when they went to that website and started their life insurance. I was watching the golf yesterday afternoon, and guess what commercial came on TV? Ethos. So anyway, so lead-driven sales. Okay, so this is important to know. So whatever lead type, the way that it was created, I would highly recommend focusing on the lead type that you like the best. That's what I would do. Okay, I will tell you guys, I love serving the baby boomers, and that's why I love the new focus. You know, because the real estate, the mortgage market has been down somewhat. There's a kind of a renewed focus on creating direct mail. I love direct mail final expense leads. I love direct mail final expense leads. I love direct mail anything. I love whatever people have to find a pen, fill it out, and mail it back in. I love that lead. Okay, that's the highest cost of a lead, but it's the highest closing ratio. I just love the older, lower income market. I think is some of the greatest people you'll ever meet, and I think that they need good quality life insurance. I see the commercials on TV, the guaranteed issue, the Colonial Penn, and all. And I see what they're seeing, and I will tell you, I'm willing to fight for them to make sure that they know that health-wise, they don't have to be perfect to get day one coverage. They don't have to wait 2 years to get coverage. They can get day one coverage. And so I love the final expense lead. I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be huge to a lot of producers this upcoming fall. So lead-driven sales, you're investing in a lead. That lead has a close ratio. What you want to do is you want to find out what that close ratio is, because here's the close ratio. You buy a certain amount of leads, and based on the money that you invested, it turns into a certain number of appointments. So invest in leads. Why? Because my goal this week is to book a certain number of appointments. Once you book the appointment, I don't really care what the lead type is. There tends to be about a 30 to 35% close ratio on the appointments that you do. Now, if you're working virtually, you need to know that you're going to have a lot of no-shows. It doesn't matter what type of lead type you're working. You're going to have a lot of no-shows. That's just one of the things of virtual, okay? But if you want to work virtual, you've got to learn to work around that. So if you want to write 3.5 applications this week, I would focus on doing 10 appointments. If you want to focus on doing 10 appointments, I would highly recommend, if you're working virtual, I'd try to book maybe 13, 14, 15 appointments, maybe even a few more. Okay, so this is how the person that's dream driven, this is how they do it. They invest in leads. They invest in leads in order to book a certain number of appointments. Out of a certain number of appointments, consistently, you're going to write a certain number of applications. I think the number consistently is around 30%. 30 to 35% is what you can expect to write. So, guys, what else is there? What else is there? That's how we make money. We invest in leads, we book appointments, we basically get on the phone and we just introduce ourselves and we say, hey, how can I help you? I mean, that's basically what your phone script is doing, is how can I help you? Whether you filled this out or whether you went to a website and started a life, how can I help you? And here's the thing, that 30, 35%, they're going to let you help them. 30 to 35% will sit on the fence. You may help them at some point in time, but probably not on the first call. And then there's 30, 35% that it doesn't, I don't care if you're Bill Martin, you're not going to help them. They don't want you to help them. That's just the numbers. But you learn to work the numbers. You learn just simply to focus on the simplicity of what it is we do. We buy a lead, we call a lead, and we help a family. That's it. Now, those of you guys, you can't seem to help any families. Here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to interrogate your reality of your daily habits. Now, for some of y'all, it may just come down to work ethic. Now, if it comes down to work ethic, I can tell you this. I don't think the answer is to work harder, okay? I think work ethic is a byproduct of your dream. I think work ethic is a byproduct of knowing what it is you're working towards. I think once you get it in your mind that this is where I'm going in my life, this is the dreams and goals I have, and guess what? Nothing's going to stop me. I think that's the type of thought process that really creates a great work ethic, okay? So does that make sense? Do we have any questions? I'll look in chat here. Okay, don't like there's any questions. Labor Day weekend coming up, guys. We're going into this last official week of summer. Labor Day weekend coming up. This can be huge for you. This can be huge. This is the start. For some of you guys, you've been slow in adopting the fall season mind. This is the start of your fall season. Let's rock and roll. So with that, I've enjoyed being with you. I will post on GroupMe. We do have the 10 o'clock, the Equus financial coaching call, the gold standard coaching call. That's at 10 o'clock. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 o'clock, gold standard coaching call. Every day has a different theme, okay? So for those of you guys that you like plugging into that call and you get a lot out of it, I want you to continue to do that, okay? I love it. I'm on it every single day. I absolutely love it. I love the association, okay? That type of association really helps me to focus and do the things that I need to do. So with that, love you big time, and look forward to seeing you guys. By the way, we will not have a Monday kickoff call next week. We will not have a Monday kickoff call, but our kickoff call will be on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, that will be our Monday morning kickoff call. CVO is now open. God bless.